So this is a short video, hopefully short, for those people who are new to the club. People have asked about who the people are running the club. I'm Andrew, the chair, and I've recorded another video to just say a little bit about myself and about my role in the club and history in the club, and I'm going to be asking others that are involved to do the same. So just a few frequently asked questions that I get when people ring up or inquire about paddling with the club, and a few bits about where we are now, so that hopefully you'll continue to join us and join us out on the water very shortly. So about the club has many different sections. We pride ourselves on being able to give people a stepping stone, pathways into the sport, into paddle sport, but a variety of different sports, whether you want to get involved in sort of the more competitive disciplines in terms of racing, or whether it's you want to take part in the team sport of polo, or whether you've got an interest in trying something. Hopefully soon we'll be offering pathways in slalom, or you just want to come down and socialise and have fun, or if you want to get into white water. And those that have spoken to me on the phone, I'll have recounted and pointed to a number of people within the club who've gone on to great things, and that we're very proud of the fact that they started their paddling with us. If you're starting your paddling with us, hopefully you'll continue with us for many years. If not, and we give you a stepping stone to go elsewhere, as long as you're enjoying paddle sport, then that's the main thing. We want to give people choice about what you do and encourage you to drive your own learning within the club. So it is about telling us the sorts of things that you want to do, and hopefully we'll give you some support. We are going to be running probably, certainly in the short term, more focused sessions, and that'll help us with the structuring of what we need to do over the coming months. But the club has quite a few sessions that are just basically led by paddlers and what they want to do, and hopefully we'll continue to do that. Those of you that have looked at the website and read some of the information up on the website, then you'll understand quite a bit about that. So how will you know about what sessions we're running? We do try to keep the calendars up to date. Obviously at the moment, it's been, during this COVID situation, it's been quite difficult. We publish our sessions on the website, on a Google Calendar, on social media, and that's where you tend to find out about the regular sessions. Once you're involved, there's a WhatsApp group for general recreation. Most sections have a WhatsApp group when you're regularly involved, and that's how you'll find out from us when the sessions are. What we will be doing going forward is putting the sessions out for people who need support in the sessions, where the club's leading the session. We'll be putting those out in Spond, and you'll be able to book a place on them. How do we communicate with you? You can get information, as I've said, through social media, the website, WhatsApp, and I'm sure in future, hopefully, we'll be sending out emails. How you can get in touch with the club and give us feedback. First thing, just talk to us. We're all fairly open and receptive of people telling us what they think of the sessions. We have the club's social media page, which takes messages. You can give feedback on the open groups. And we've constructed a simple feedback form, which certainly down at Battyford at the moment, it's on the posters you'll be able to get. We really welcome the feedback. I think we'll be doing quite a bit. I know people have in the past asked members and paddlers what they want to see in the club going forward. We're certainly going to be doing quite a bit of that. People who want to get involved also say what sessions suit them and what's open for them to join in. I think there's a lot about you choosing what you want to join in, depending on what you want to get out of paddling. But we will be posting, when we post up the sessions, a bit of a guide so you can, to help you make your choice about where you want to paddle. But in essence, if we post something up on one of the groups, we'll give a bit of a guide. But the general recreation sessions that are posted up through the WhatsApp group or on the Facebook page tend to be open for anybody to come along. Obviously, there'll be a bit of a limit on numbers sometimes, but everybody's welcome to join in and come down. Once you get into it, there are certain things like certain races, divisions in races, or competitive levels that might be only open to people at a particular level, just as if you want to go out whitewater paddling, then there's an element of prerequisite of the fact that people have the competence to paddle it. But all our paddling is open, in essence, open to everybody. People ask about what kit the club provides. Generally speaking, you'll probably find at most levels, general levels of paddling, that all the kit, other than your personal clothing, can be provided by the club. And then once you get into it, we would encourage people to own their own kit wherever they're able to, and they've made that commitment to paddling. But the club will provide basic safety equipment, helmet and flotation device, PDF, buoyancy aid, if they're required, paddle, a boat, whatever craft it is, whether that be a kayak or a racing boat or a stand-up paddle board, for example, then the club will provide those for you. You need to come down, and that's the other thing that people ask is what kit do you need to bring? Well, that will all depend on the session that's going on, and the environment, the weather conditions, and where you are. But generally speaking, particularly when you're setting out, you want to be putting a swimming costume on or some base layers, and putting kit, either the kit you're going to paddle in or over the top of that when you come down. Or if you've got those base layers on, then it's a little bit easier to get changed into your paddling kit when you're actually on site, and it's easier for you to get changed afterwards. But a swimming costume or some base layers underneath, and then clothing that's going to keep you warm, and that you can be relatively mobile with if they get wet. So not things that really are going to be too heavy if they get wet, and not things that you're going to be too upset about if they get wet, because sometimes the canal bank and the water isn't the cleanest of things, so you just need to bear that in mind. And footwear that's going to stay on when you're in the water if you're unlucky enough to go in. We'll be posting up, particularly over the next few months, we'll post up sessions and probably give an indication of whether the likelihood is you're going to go in, although there's no guarantee. And then you'll be able to make that choice. But when you get off, if you have got kit that's got wet, then you obviously need a towel, a means of getting changed. There are the containers in places, but we don't have any changing rooms or toilet facilities. Down at Batty Ford, for example, obviously when we're back in the pool, there are changing facilities there, and some of the sites we use there is. But down at Batty Ford there isn't, so you need a largish towel to give you a bit of privacy. There'll be the containers if you want them, but then you'd probably want to get changed, or certainly take off the majority of your wet kit and get into something drier afterwards. I think in terms of the basics, if you're wanting to come down, the rest of the information will be covered in the session about the relative to paddling at Batty Ford at the moment, and certainly the COVID information. One thing I would ask you to do is you will be asked to do either become a member of the club or at least fill in a session membership form. I should have said. People ask about how much the sessions cost. Again, we have the prices on the website, but what we try and do is we're not after making a great deal of a profit out of anything. In fact, John the Treasurer will tell you we don't often cover our costs. So we do ask for a kit hire fee, and we do ask if you've got your own kit and you're paddling with us, a voluntary contribution. But if you're paddling regular with us, you can pay by monthly instalments, or you can paddle by weekly rates, or there's an annual rate when we're back in the pool. That sometimes for people paddling on a really regular basis works out cheaper over the year, but obviously that requires you to outlay in advance. But yeah, the fees are up on the site. We try and keep them as reasonable as possible. And if you can have a look at those on the site. But most of the time, for a junior, things don't cost more than £5-6. And for an adult, and that's in terms of the general sessions in the club, and for an adult up to sort of £10, depending on where we are and whether you're a member or not. If you're down at the river and you're a member and you're getting on, then it's obviously quite a bit cheaper. If for whatever reason people's circumstances are that those fees are a challenge to people participating in the club, then you need to ask somebody like myself or somebody like Liz or John the Treasurer, and we'll have that discussion with you. And we do have ways and means of supporting people. We've been lucky enough for people who have benefited from the club or seen people who have benefited from the club that are willing to support people who aren't able to make the fees. So I think that covers most of the simple information that you might need to know to come down.